Hey, how are y'all doing? I only got these two trades today, but this one's massive, as you can see. So I recorded this trade. You can go watch it last video. Um, I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm kind of tired, so I'm not gonna go over all this extra stuff. I only traded until here, and I had to go do something, and then now I'm back here. And then all of this happened while I was gone. The volatility went crazy. So, I basically traded until here. I stopped literally right after this trade, and yeah, so I'm just gonna do the review until this area here. I'm not gonna go over all that because I'm tired and I just want to go do something. So we're in this uptrend. We have this break, first attempt higher, second attempt higher. You can expect it to fail, but it rushed above the EMA and then held twice above or closed twice above. So it doesn't look that picture perfect or anything. But then here you actually have this leg up, and so on a bigger picture you can say, okay, now it has an uptrend break, and then this is the first leg up, and then you end up getting a second leg up here, and then it meets it to the tick, and so two measured legs to the tick, and then as soon as it reaches the measured move, it goes back down, fading this range. So I took this trade, 4 points, just one tick below. It's 16 ticks. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of tired. I'm not doing this as well as I would like. So we had the uptrend break, a couple of smaller attempts. We went into this range. You get this breakout here. When you get a breakout, most breakouts fail, and you can say that you have these two kind of clear attempts up. So I think it's safe to look for something to fade here, but I would really want something. There's not a good setup here. I wouldn't take this. Plus, I would want something that closes out of this, but I would also want something that maybe below the EMA, but that would have to be too big. So there's really just nothing here to really take this fade. But we reach these lows down here, and then we push up higher. Now this is a clear leg up for this uptrend. It's relative in size to it. You have uptrend break, first leg higher, and we break out of the overnight highs. I decided they were there because that was right at 8:30, and then this was right before. And then it ended up holding there really well, actually. So I think it's there, but excuse me, I'm just yawning. I'm tired. Where was I? Oh yeah, so here. We go into this downtrend. We have a break, first attempt lower, second attempt lower. So you can see that pretty clearly there. Well, I mean, it's kind of choppy, but if you can see through the chop, you can see that there's a downtrend break, and then there's two legs down to a new low before reversing back above the EMA. And it holds on top of the EMA and the overnight highs, and it's kind of just chopping around in that area. So I had that range at this point. I believe, yeah, I did. And then we finally reached this measured move up here. So here's what I'm thinking for this trade. It's the uptrend is played out with a break and two measured legs to the tick to a new high. It's a breakout of this range and the overnight high, so I'm fading two things at once. And also, this short-term trend line has an overshoot. It's super clear. This looks like a really good trade. So, say that this was different and it closed like this, I would not want to take it because there's no overshoot. But when you get an overshoot that clear, it's like, yeah, I'm going to take that. So, because overshoots lead to a break, overshoots will often take place of needing a break in a new high, which you wouldn't really need a break in a new high for this because it's the end of the uptrend and it's the second measured leg up. So you would really just need to close out of this trend line, but the overshoot makes up for it. So we push lower here. Oh, excuse me. Keep yawning. Sorry. We have this little spike in channel down, and it's funny because for a large portion of this day after this trade, my aunt is actually in town, and she was here for a few days, and then she was gonna leave, and so she came over to visit. She knew I was trading, and she knew I don't like to visit during trading time, but it's her last day here, so she came over and we had a good visit. But it's funny because I was visiting her for almost all of this time, and then like as soon as she left, I came back to the desk, and within a couple of minutes, like literally a couple of minutes of the visit being done, and I just happened to get to this trade right at the perfect time. It was actually pretty funny, but yeah. So I just thought I'd share that. But I didn't trade most of this day. There isn't much. I mean, there's some. I know that there's some good entries in here. Some people were posting in the community. I thought they had some pretty good entries. So let me see. So we have this downtrend break, first leg down to a new low, second leg down. We make the new low, and I saw that some people had their channels. I mean, they had their ranges like this, and I mean, it does clearly hold off of, that support over there. So I think it's valid either way. Sometimes it's going to be slightly different. It doesn't mean either way is completely wrong. Oh, whoops. But I kind of saw this as a breakout, and then these were attempts to fade. Others saw it as support down here. Either way, it would get you to the same place. Basically, looking at it here, I would just want to try to get out before these right here, and so the overnight high. And so anyway, I'm just going to leave the channel or the range here. So we break out, attempts to fade. So someone in the community actually posted this trade right here, and there was a couple other people who actually explained it to him why it's not a good trade, almost exactly how I would. I'm like really impressed. But this higher low I don't think is a good trade because it closes inside of this short-term trend line. You would want to break because like I explained to the guy, taking this higher low is basically betting on one massive leg up, okay? Because he's going for a decent target, obviously. I think he was going to the overnight high. If he were to have taken that, that's basically betting on just one massive leg up. So wait on the break, and then you can expect prices to make a new high. Downtrend played out with two legs to a new low, and to a new low. And then you have this uptrend here, which has a break, and you can expect it to make a new high. Clearly, there's two legs up here. Let me draw that. Leg up, went past the measured, but either way, you see what I'm saying here. So you got to wait on the breaks if you want to go for a decent target. Like this looks like a scalp trade to me. This isn't something that I would want to take for the targets that I like to go for. This is a skip for me. But of course I was not trading at this time for most of it. So anyway, we have these couple legs up. I don't really see anything good in here. You get this higher low, but it's just below the EMA. Everything's closing below the EMA. There's just really nothing that great to take there. Then we have this downtrend here. We have the two legs up, and then this new high, and then this downtrend break. First attempt lower, and it looks like it almost makes a second attempt lower, but it doesn't. It just reverses. So downtrend break, first attempt lower, goes higher here. It doesn't tick lower, but you can clearly see that push down, second attempt lower, and then it reverses. And then now you can clearly see on a bigger picture these two legs up here. So you can... excuse me, I just keep yawning. It's hard to auto scale with that big move down. So you can see those two legs up there, and then it reverses back below the EMA. I didn't see anything, and I don't see anything in there that I think looks that great. Some people had different ticks than me, because there was one guy who posted his chart, and he actually got a really good looking entry in here, but he was trading on the micro ES, the MES, and he was trading on, it was either the 1400 chart or the 1750 tick chart. But it was one of those. He actually had a lot better of an entry over here. I really just don't see anything in here. But I just thought that was interesting. There's a guy in the community named Rudden. He's trading the 1400 tick chart and the 1700 tick and the 1750 tick chart at the same exact time, and he's trading on I saw in one of his posts he's trading on a 38-inch monitor, which that's just enormous. That actually sounds like something I would want to get for trading, but I'd make it kind of hard to record videos though, because it would scale weird. He said he had to crop the photos to get them to scale correctly on others' computers, but anyways, I'm kind of losing track here. So thank you, Rudden, for posting your stuff. But after those 2 legs up, we reverse down here. This first entry short. This first entry long, second entry long, failure. It's not a good setup to me, I don't think, because all I see is just move down and then a break, and then really that's just betting on the first attempt down, because I'm not going to count those little ticks. That's scalp stuff. So I just see downtrend, break, and then first attempt at a new low. There's really no good entry here. When you get this bar right here, I think maybe it could have been all right with a limit order, but obviously it wouldn't get filled, because that's not a very good bar to use a stop order on to enter. But after this bar closes here, maybe try to enter with a limit order after it triggers, but it would already be pretty far down over here, so I don't know about that. So there's really nothing there I like, but let's see, something big here. Downtrend, break, new low, and then we fade. Downtrend plays out with a break and a new low. We get a fade. There's not a perfect entry, just a bunch of sideways, and then then you have a bull bar, but I'm not going to enter purely based on that. So it's a decent area. You can expect a fade, and also it has had these breakouts down here. So at this point, you could actually extend it down to here. So at this point, it wouldn't even be a fade. So yeah, I should have lowered that a little bit faster there, but whoops. All right, so yeah, I just don't see anything great here. It's just a bull bar. You're not going to enter based purely on that. So anyways, we break out of the highs again. We have this uptrend, break, new high, and then we just push down. And literally, when I say that I got to this trade within a couple minutes of being done visiting with my family, I literally mean it, just a couple minutes, but I actually got back to the chart while it was still in this range up here. It was in this range, and then I left the room again just for a set, like literally just left for like a minute or something. And then I came back, and then price was all the way down here. So clearly the news item, I think it's an FOMC day. Someone posted that. But I just left the room for a second, and it was all the way down here. And then about this trade, so there is one thing that I kind of was like, with the trade. If I draw it like this big downtrend, which I didn't have, it is blocking the entry, but it kind of overshot. It basically almost reached the low there, but really what I saw really fast was an unsustainable move down. It happened literally so fast. It was just like a couple minutes, it feels like. Like, let me get the cursor out, the crosshair. So the initial, when it started moving down, it was at 13 o'clock. And then by the time I took the trade, it was 13:05. So that's just 5 minutes. It was down here at 3:01. I remember I was definitely here. Like I got back to the chart before it did this correction here, and then I was just trying to get an entry down here, just trying to take a fade, and I saw that it was downtrend, break, new low, 2 legs down. I'm not sure if it's measured. In my head, I was thinking that looks measured, but it might not be measured. Yeah, it's not measured, but I just saw it as 2 massive legs down. That happened in like 2 minutes. I was like, okay, that has to reverse. That's unsustainable. And it broke out. I got an entry out, closing outside of this short-term trend line. Even though I drew it as wide as possible, I drew it wider than I think is necessary. I drew it right from that tick, from that wick, off the furthest body I could. So, and I really just wanted to take a perfect entry, but it was all happening so fast. I didn't draw this downtrend here in time, but given the context, I think it's still a good trade. And I just entered, and it's just 2 clear legs up to my entry, or to my target, sorry. And then, yeah, the measured move is to the lows. So anyway, I'm kind of getting tired here. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video. I hope I didn't skip over anything. I felt like I went over everything, but I'm pretty tired, so I might have skipped over something on accident. But all right. So yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for the video. Anyway, y'all have a good day.